Cricket Celebration Bowl. Since 2015, this bowl has given historically black colleges and universities their own stage. While FCS playoff teams fight for exposure without a payout, here, the participating conferences split about $2 million. The game is played inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium, home of the Atlanta Falcons, and it's surrounded by concerts, symposiums, and fan events that turn it into a full week-long celebration of HBCU culture. Like every NCAA-sanctioned bowl, they're allowed up to $550 worth of swag. At the Celebration Bowl, that has meant backpacks, beanies, rechargeable battery packs, gift cards, and even personalized journals. Bucked Up LA Bowl, hosted by Gronk. The LA Bowl is one of the newest additions to college football's postseason lineup. It's played inside SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. The bowl was originally created as a Pac-12 versus Mountain West matchup. Financially, mid-tier bowls like this usually involve title sponsorship deals in the low millions per year. The payout to teams is around $1 million, which is modest compared to the New Year's Six, but significant for the schools involved. For players, the LA Bowl offers the standard NCAA-approved gift suite. That means up to $550 in value, usually a mix of electronics, apparel, backpacks, or watches. Expect some Gronk-themed extras here. Think branded gear or fun novelty items to match his over-the-top style. IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl. Sponsored by IS4S, a defense technology and engineering firm. The game is designed to honor military service and veteran communities while giving two mid-tier FBS teams a postseason showcase. The bowl is played in Montgomery, Alabama at the historic Crampton Bowl, which has hosted football for nearly a century. It's one of those smaller venues that blends modern branding with old-school Southern football atmosphere. As far as matchups, the Salute to Veterans Bowl isn't tied to the power conferences. Instead, it draws from Conference USA, the Mid-American Conference, or Independence. Financially, the payouts are smaller than the major bowls, usually in the $1 million range split between teams. But for programs at this level, the exposure and extra revenue are valuable. Sponsors like IS4S pay in the high 6 to low 7 figures annually for naming rights, which is typical for new or mid-tier bowls. For players, the gifts follow the standard NCAA limit of $550 in swag value. That usually means a mix of tech gadgets, headphones, watches, duffel bags, or gift cards from the event's gift suite. The branding of this bowl also means veterans-themed commemorative items are often included, things like custom apparel, challenge coins, or special memorabilia. By the way, I'm going to be posting a lot here, so it would mean a lot if you subscribed and dropped a like for the algorithm. Cure Bowl, presented by Staff DNA. The Cure Bowl is one of the most unique games in the postseason. It's the only bowl game where the title sponsor and organizers donate proceeds directly to cancer research. The game is played in Orlando, Florida at Exploria Stadium, the home of Orlando City SC in Major League Soccer. That makes it one of the rare bowls played in a soccer-specific venue, creating an intimate but energetic atmosphere. Conference tie-ins rotate, but in recent years, the Cure Bowl has drawn teams from the Sun Belt, MAC, or Conference USA, against an opponent from the AAC or another mid-major league. Despite not being a New Year's Six, the Cure Bowl has delivered some surprisingly high-scoring and competitive matchups, including Coastal Carolina versus Liberty in 2020, one of the best bowl games of that season. Financially, the payout sits around $1 million per team, and title sponsorship deals like Staff DNA's typically cost in the mid-6 figures to low 7 figures annually. For the players, past packages have included hoodies, dry-fit performance shirts, custom duffel bags, wireless power banks, ice shaker bottles, and gift cards. 68 Ventures Bowl. The 68 Ventures Bowl is one of the longest-running mid-tier bowls, even if the name keeps changing. Formerly known as the Lending Tree Bowl, and before that, the GoDaddy.com Bowl, it's now backed by 68 Ventures, a Gulf Coast real estate investment company. The game is played in Mobile, Alabama at Hancock Whitney Stadium. The bowl usually features a team from the Sun Belt Conference against an opponent from the Mid-American Conference, MAC. Financially, the payout is around $1.5 million split between teams, And like other bowls at this level, sponsorship deals tend to run in the high sixes to low seven figures annually. For players, the gift package details aren't always public. Past versions of this bowl have given players a gift suite with electronics, backpacks, watches, and apparel. Myrtle Beach Bowl. The Myrtle Beach Bowl is one of the newest postseason games, first played in 2020. The game is played at Brooks Stadium in Conway, South Carolina. The matchups are drawn from Conference USA, the Sun Belt, and the Mid-American Conference, with ESPN owning and operating the bowl. Financially, the payout is on the lower end, usually around $1 million total. Sponsorship deals, like with TaxAct in its debut years, typically cost in the hundreds of thousands annually, giving brands national visibility on ESPN in exchange for supporting the event. Recent swag has included fossil watches, ice shaker bottles, and official game footballs, along with the option of a gift suite where players can select electronics, apparel, or accessories. Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. It's played at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. The matchups usually feature teams from the SEC, ACC, Big 12, or the American Athletic Conference, depending on availability. Financially, the Gasparilla Bowl pays out roughly $1.1 million per team. Title sponsorships for bowls at this level generally cost between $500,000 and $2 million annually, giving Union Home Mortgage national visibility on ESPN and ESPN2. Past Gasparilla gifts have included a gift suite with electronics, headphones, cooler backpacks, beach towels, and commemorative footballs. Famous Idaho Potato Bowl. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl is one of the quirkiest and most recognizable games of bowl season. Played every December in Boise, Idaho, it takes place at Albertson Stadium, famous for its bright blue turf. This bowl has been around since 1997, originally known as the Humanitarian Bowl. Over the years, it's cycled through names like the MPC Computers Bowl and the U Drove Bowl. But since 2011, it's proudly carried the potato branding, thanks to sponsorship by the Idaho Potato Commission. The matchup usually features teams from the Mountain West Conference and the Mid-American Conference. Financially, the bowl pays out about $800,000 total. Sponsorships for bowls of this size typically run in the mid-six figures per year, giving brands a cheap but nationally televised ad slot. Past years, the Potato Bowl offered electronics, fossil watches, backpacks, and apparel. But the fun part is the potato theme. Players are often sent home with boxes of Idaho potatoes or potato-branded gear, making this one of the most memorable swag bags in college football. A famous tradition in recent years is the French fry bath. Instead of a Gatorade shower, the winning coach gets doused with a cooler full of fries.
Boca Raton
Bowl.
Boca Raton
Bowl is one of the more scenic postseason games, staged in Boca Raton, Florida at FAU Stadium on the campus of Florida Atlantic University. With palm trees around the venue and the Atlantic Ocean just minutes away, it's one of the true destination bowls. The game was founded in 2014 and is owned and operated by ESPN Events, typically featuring teams from Conference USA, the Mid-American Conference, and the American Athletic Conference. Financially, the
Boca Raton
Bowl pays out roughly $900,000 to $1 million total. Past packages have included watches, backpacks, wireless headphones, and apparel, with a gift suite option where players pick from electronics and travel gear. New Orleans Bowl. The New Orleans Bowl is one of the longest-running December games, first played in 2001. It's staged inside the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. This bowl has strong regional roots. It was built as a showcase for the Sun Belt Conference. The opponent usually comes from Conference USA, creating a matchup that highlights Southern and mid-major programs. Caesars Entertainment is the current title sponsor, adding to the game's New Orleans flavor. Past New Orleans Bowl packages have included fossil watches, electronics like headphones or portable speakers, custom backpacks, and gift cards. Scooter's Coffee Frisco Bowl. First played in 2017, the game takes place at Toyota Stadium in Frisco, Texas. Because it's smaller, the Frisco Bowl doesn't have fixed tie-ins with a single conference. Instead, it rotates among the American Athletic Conference, the Mountain West, Conference USA, and the MAC. Sponsorship has been a big part of its identity. It's now backed by Scooter's Coffee, a fast-growing coffee chain based out of Nebraska. For a brand like that, the title rights likely cost several $100,000 per year, relatively cheap exposure for national ESPN broadcast coverage. Financially, the bowl payout is about $650,000 to $750,000 total. Past Frisco Bowl swag has included cowboy hats, boots, performance apparel, fossil watches, and gift suite options like electronics or headphones. Sheraton Hawaii Bowl. First played in 2002, it's staged in Honolulu, Hawaii, traditionally at Clarence T.C. Ching Athletics Complex on the University of Hawaii campus. This bowl usually features the Mountain West Conference champion or runner-up against an at-large opponent, often from the American Athletic Conference or Conference USA. If the University of Hawaii earns 6 wins and is eligible, the Warriors typically get an automatic bid, which has made this a frequent hometown showcase game for the program. Financially, the Hawaii Bowl payout is modest, hovering around $1.2 million per team, but the real draw is the trip. For many players, coaches, and fans, spending Christmas week in Honolulu is the ultimate perk, a chance to cap off the season in paradise. Sponsorship from Sheraton Hotels aligns perfectly with the travel-heavy branding, with title rights likely in the low millions annually. For the players, the swag fits the location. Packages have included the standard NCAA-approved $550 gift suite, but also local flavored items. Things like Hawaiian shirts, backpacks, beach sandals, watches, and gift cards. Game Above Sports Bowl. First played in 2014 as the Quick Lane Bowl. It rebranded in 2024 when Game Above Sports took over as title sponsor. The game is played at Ford Field, home of the Detroit Lions, making it one of the few bowls staged entirely indoors. Conference tie-ins usually pair a Big Ten team against a Mid-American Conference team. When Big Ten availability is limited, the bowl often pivots to the ACC or another at-large option. That flexibility has given fans matchups like Pittsburgh versus Toledo in 2024. Financially, the Game Above Sports Bowl pays out in the low multi-millions. Previous gifts have included electronics and big gift cards. For example, one year players got a JBL noise-canceling headphone set, a $175 Best Buy gift card, life-size photo slap decals, a custom backpack with luggage tag, and a commemorative football. Another year, the bowl gave out $490 MasterCard gift cards to each player, along with items like an ice shaker bottle, a mini helmet, and a panoramic team photo. Rate Bowl. The Rate Bowl is one of college football's most established mid-tier postseason games, even if its name has changed more times than most fans can count. Once called the Copper Bowl, then the Insight Bowl, then the Cactus Bowl, and most recently, the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. Today, it's simply known as the Rate Bowl. It's played every December at Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona. The matchups usually pit a Big Ten team against a Big 12 opponent. Financially, the Rate Bowl is stronger than most mid-tier bowls. Title sponsorships here cost in the low millions annually, while the participating teams share a payout in the multi-million-dollar range. It doesn't touch the New Year's Six, but it's a solid payday for both conferences. Past participants have gotten access to a gift suite and items like fossil or timely wristwatches, high-end headphones, backpacks, and apparel. A recent Guaranteed Rate Bowl gave players a Theragun Pro massager, a Lululemon cruiser backpack, and a 26-ounce ice shaker bottle. Serve Pro First Responder Bowl. The First Responder Bowl is one of the most patriotically themed postseason games, created to honor emergency personnel and first responders. It's played every December in Dallas, Texas at Gerald J. Ford Stadium. This game started in 2011 as the Heart of Dallas Bowl, before rebranding under ServPro sponsorship. The tie-ins shift year to year, but the First Responder Bowl usually features teams from the Big 12, ACC, or American Athletic Conference, depending on availability. Financially, the bowl's payouts sit around $1 million per team, which is in line with other ESPN-run mid-tier bowls. Title sponsorships at this level typically cost between $500,000 and $2 million annually, making it one of the more affordable brand investments in college football's postseason. The First Responder Bowl has been known to hand out unique items. In past seasons, players received an Action Face custom 3D figurine of themselves, along with electronics like Anchor phone chargers, commemorative footballs, and apparel. Military Bowl, presented by Go Bowling. It's played every December in Annapolis, Maryland, at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium, which makes it one of the few bowls staged at a service academy venue. The game began in 2008 as the Eagle Bank Bowl in Washington, D.C., before moving to Annapolis in 2013. Today, it's sponsored by Go Bowling, adding a commercial partner to the patriotic branding. Conference tie-ins usually match an ACC program against a team from the American Athletic Conference. Financially, the payout sits in the $2 million range, higher than many other December bowls. Title sponsorship at this level usually costs in the low millions annually, while proceeds also go to military-focused charities. Recent Military Bowl swag has included a gift suite, plus branded items like Fossil or Belova watches, Under Armour apparel, backpacks, warm weather gear, and commemorative footballs. One year, players got a Microsoft Xbox One console and an Under Armour duffel bag as part of their bowl gifts. Bad Boy Mowers, Pinstripe Bowl. The Pinstripe Bowl is New York City's college football showcase, played every December inside Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. The game debuted in 2010, and from the start it was tied to the Big East, before shifting into an ACC versus Big Ten matchup. Financially, the Pinstripe Bowl pays out around $4.4 million total, which puts it in the upper range of non-New Year's Six games. The title sponsorship, held by Bad Boy Mowers, typically runs into the low millions annually, giving the brand a winter spotlight in a northern market that doesn't host many bowls. For players, the gifts have included a $550 value gift suite, JBL audio gear, new era products like hats and apparel, Fossil watches, and custom Yankee-branded memorabilia. One year, each player received a personalized mini baseball bat or ball with their name/number as a keepsake. Wasabi Fenway Bowl. The Fenway Bowl brings college football right into the heart of Boston, with games played inside Fenway Park, home of the Red Sox. The bowl debuted in 2021 after several years of delays, including cancellations due to COVID. Today it's sponsored by Wasabi Technologies, a Boston-based cloud storage company, which makes the local tie-in even stronger. Matchups usually pit a team from the Atlantic Coast Conference against one from the American Athletic Conference. Financially, the Fenway Bowl's payouts sit around $1.2 to $1.5 million per team. Title sponsorships for games like this typically run in the low millions annually, giving Wasabi a national broadcast presence while keeping the brand close to its Boston roots. Past Fenway Bowl packages have included new era hats, JBL audio gear, Fossil watches, backpacks, and gift cards, with gift suite options available for electronics and travel gear. Pop-Tarts Bowl. The Pop-Tarts Bowl instantly became a fan favorite when it debuted under its new name in 2023. Formerly known as the Cheez-It Bowl, the rebrand kept the playful, snack-themed identity alive, but took it to another level when Pop-Tarts unveiled the first ever edible mascot that players and fans could actually eat after the game. The bowl is staged in Orlando, Florida at Camping World Stadium, and it's been a December tradition since the early 1990s under a carousel of names like the Blockbuster Bowl, Russell Athletic Bowl, and Cheez-It Bowl. Conference tie-ins guarantee a matchup between the Atlantic Coast Conference and the Big 12. Financially, the Pop-Tarts Bowl pays out in the $6 to $8 million range, making it one of the top non-New Year's Six payouts. Title sponsorship here costs significantly more than a typical mid-tier bowl, with Pop-Tarts' parent company, Kellogg's, investing millions annually for the naming rights and the massive ESPN exposure that comes with it. Past packages have included $400 Amazon gift cards, Fossil watches, OGIO backpacks, commemorative footballs, JBL earbuds, and apparel. Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. The Arizona Bowl got a serious remix in 2024 when Snoop Dogg teamed up with Dr. Dre to rebrand it as the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl, presented by Gin and Juice by Dre and Snoop. Held in Tucson, Arizona at Arizona Stadium, the game continues to feature tie-ins with the Mountain West Conference and Mid-American Conference. Although past versions of this bowl paid out around $350,000 total, the Snoop version includes an added twist: NIL compensation for every player on both teams. Swag and gift suites still play a role, but the NIL component steals the show. While the bowl can't simply pay players for playing, the 2024 format involves paying athletes for participating in football clinics and related activities during bowl week. In past years, the Arizona Bowl's swag less often made headlines. But under the Snoop branding, you can expect even more creativity, from custom gear and entertainer ties to collectible items. Isleta New Mexico Bowl. The game was founded in 2006 and has carried several different sponsors, from Gildan to Dreamhouse. Today it's known as the Isleta New Mexico Bowl, with title rights held by Isleta Resort and Casino. It's played in Albuquerque, New Mexico at University Stadium. The Sandia Mountains, as a backdrop and cool desert air, make it one of the most scenic environments of the December Bowls. Conference tie-ins traditionally pit a Mountain West team against a Conference USA opponent. Financially, the payout is in the $1 million range split between teams. Sponsorship costs are lower compared to high-profile bowls, generally in the high six figures annually. In past years, New Mexico Bowl gifts have included Oakley Holbrook sunglasses, Oakley backpacks, knit beanies, Bluetooth speakers, and gift suite access. For example, one year's gift bag included an Oakley wet-dry backpack, Oakley shades, a cap, a portable Sound Pop wireless speaker, a toiletry kit, and even a stadium blanket. Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. First played in 1946, it's been running for nearly 8 decades, making it a staple of New Year's Week football. It's staged in Jacksonville, Florida at Everbank Stadium. The matchups usually feature teams from the Southeastern Conference SEC against opponents from the Atlantic Coast Conference ACC, or occasionally the Big Ten. Payouts are in the $5 to $6 million range per team. Title sponsorship by TaxSlayer, a financial services brand, runs in the multi-million-dollar range annually, ensuring the game stays nationally televised in a prime slot. In recent years, the Gator Bowl's gifts have included Maui Jim sunglasses, Fossil watches, noise-canceling headphones, JBL speakers, tile trackers, and $300 to $400 gift cards, all maxing out at the NCAA's $550 value cap. Kinder's Texas Bowl. The bowl has been around since 2006 and has had a rotation of sponsors, from Meineke Car Care to Advocare to Academy Sports plus Outdoors. Today, it's backed by Kinder's, a national barbecue sauce and seasoning brand, which is a perfect fit for Texas culture. It's played in Houston, Texas at NRG Stadium. Conference tie-ins guarantee a Big 12 team against a Southeastern Conference SEC opponent. Financially, the Texas Bowl pays out around $6.4 million per team. Sponsorship rights are worth several million annually. Recent Texas Bowl packages have included high-end watches, gift cards, electronics like Beats headphones or JBL speakers, custom backpacks, and barbecue-themed extras to fit the sponsor's brand. JLab Birmingham Bowl, first played in 2006. Today, it's sponsored by JLab Audio, a consumer electronics company best known for its headphones and wireless earbuds. The game is staged at Protective Stadium in Birmingham, Alabama. The matchups usually feature teams from the American Athletic Conference AAC against opponents from either the Southeastern Conference SEC or the Atlantic Coast Conference ACC. Financially, the Birmingham Bowl pays out around $1.3 to $1.5 million per team. Title sponsorships at this level cost sponsors in the high six figures to low millions annually. In recent years, Birmingham Bowl packages have included headphones, JLab audio gear, gift cards, backpacks, and apparel, along with the standard gift suite where players can pick electronics or travel items. Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. The Independence Bowl is one of the oldest non-New Year's bowls, first played in 1976, and it's still going strong nearly 50 years later. Today, it carries the sponsorship of Radiance Technologies, a defense and aerospace engineering company based in Alabama. The game is played in Shreveport, Louisiana, at Independence Stadium, and it's deeply tied to the local community. Conference tie-ins have shifted many times over the years, but in its current form, the Independence Bowl usually features teams from the Pac-12, Big 12, or Conference USA. Financially, the Independence Bowl sits in the $2.2 to $2.5 million payout range. Sponsorship deals like Radiance Technologies typically cost in the low millions annually, giving the company national exposure while keeping the historic game alive. Independence Bowl packages in recent years have included gift suites, fossil watches, electronics like Bluetooth speakers or headphones, backpacks, and commemorative footballs. Trans-Perfect Music City Bowl. The bowl was founded in 1998 and has gone through several sponsors, but today it's backed by Trans-Perfect, a global translation and business services company. For them, the sponsorship deal costs in the low millions annually, but the national exposure and the association with Nashville's booming reputation makes it worthwhile. It's played at Nissan Stadium, home of the NFL's Tennessee Titans, right on the banks of the Cumberland River. Fans can watch football in the afternoon and walk straight into downtown Nashville's bar and music scene at night, which is exactly what makes this game such a draw for traveling fan bases. The matchups feature the Southeastern Conference SEC against the Big Ten. Payouts are in the $5.5 to $6 million range per team, putting it on par with the Gator Bowl and Texas Bowl, at the top of the non-New Year's Six lineup. Local media reported that players could choose from about 80 different products, ranging from Apple AirPods and Beats headphones to Yeti coolers and smart TVs. In addition, players usually get some Music City Bowl apparel and occasionally unique mementos, e.g. a custom guitar-themed trophy for MVPs, nodding to Nashville's music heritage. Alamo Bowl. It's played in San Antonio, Texas, inside the Alamo Dome, a massive indoor stadium, just a short walk from the Alamo itself and the city's famous Riverwalk. That location makes it a perfect travel destination for fans, and year after year, the Alamo Bowl ranks among the best attended and highest rated non-New Year's Six bowls. The game was founded in 1993 and has been sponsored by Valero Energy, a San Antonio-based company, since 2007. The Alamo Bowl features the Big 12's top team that doesn't make the college football playoff against the Pac-12's top non-playoff team. Financially, the Alamo Bowl is one of the richest outside the CFP rotation. Payouts come in around $8.2 million per team. Title sponsorship from Valero adds several million annually on top of that, making this one of the most valuable bowls in college football. For players, the swag is capped at the NCAA's $550 limit, but the Alamo Bowl has built a reputation for strong gift packages. Past items have included $490 MasterCard gift cards, fossil watches, ice shaker bottles, panoramic team photos, and commemorative footballs. The hospitality in San Antonio is exceptional as well. Teams attend events at SeaWorld, ride riverboats on the San Antonio River, and enjoy the local Tex-Mex cuisine. ReliaQuest Bowl. It's played at Raymond James Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The bowl has been around since 1986, originally known as the Hall of Fame Bowl, and later the Outback Bowl before ReliaQuest, a cybersecurity company based in Tampa, took over as title sponsor in 2023. The ReliaQuest Bowl features teams from the Southeastern Conference, SEC, against the Big Ten, and in some years, the ACC. The ReliaQuest Bowl pays out in the $6.4 to $6.5 million range per team. Sponsorship deals for a bowl of this caliber run well into the multi-millions annually. The ReliaQuest Bowl's gift packages have included high-end watches, gift cards, Beats or JBL headphones, backpacks, and commemorative footballs. Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. First played in 1935, it's tied with the Sugar and Orange Bowls as the second oldest bowl game in the country, behind only the Rose. It's played in El Paso, Texas at the Sun Bowl Stadium, a venue carved right into the Franklin Mountains overlooking the city. Conference tie-ins give the Sun Bowl a Pac-12 versus ACC matchup. Financially, the Sun Bowl pays out around $4.5 million per team. Sponsorship costs run in the multi-millions annually, with Kellogg's buying not just naming rights, but also unique branding opportunities like Tony the Tiger mascots on the sideline. Past packages have included fossil watches, commemorative Sun Bowl footballs, high-end electronics, backpacks, and apparel. Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. The Citrus Bowl has been around since 1947, making it one of the longest-running postseason games in college football. Over the years, it's carried names like the Tangerine Bowl, the Capital One Bowl, and the Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl. Today, it's branded as the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. The game is played every New Year's Day in Orlando, Florida, at Camping World Stadium. Conference tie-ins guarantee a pairing between the Southeastern Conference SEC and the Big Ten. That means the Citrus Bowl almost always features two nationally ranked teams who just barely missed the college football playoff or New Year's Six. Over the years, it's featured heavyweights like Alabama, Michigan, Auburn, and LSU, making it one of the marquee second-tier bowls. Payouts are in the $8.2 million per team range. For Kellogg's, the sponsorship runs into the multi-millions annually, but the national exposure on ABC and ESPN on New Year's Day makes it a perfect showcase. Recent Citrus Bowl packages have included high-end Fossil or Bulova watches, GoPro Hero cameras, Ogio or Under Armour backpacks, Beats by Dre or JBL headphones, and commemorative items like a Citrus Bowl helmet or football. SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl. The game started back in 1992 at Sam Boyd Stadium, where it built a reputation for wild finishes and big crowds. Since 2021, it's been played in the NFL's state-of-the-art stadium right off the Vegas Strip, instantly turning it into one of the premier destinations in bowl season. The Las Vegas Bowl typically features a Pac-12 team against an opponent from either the Big Ten or SEC. The payout comes in around $2.9 to $3 million per team, and with a prime slot on ABC or ESPN, it's one of the most valuable games outside the playoff rotation. Title sponsorship, deals like SRS Distributions, cost several million annually, making it one of the more expensive mid-tier partnerships. For the players, the swag package stays capped at the NCAA's $550 limit, but Las Vegas has a reputation for putting together memorable suites. Past gifts have included high-end watches, Beats headphones, JBL speakers, travel gear, gift cards, and commemorative footballs. Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. First played in 1937, it's one of the New Year's Six bowls, and in the college football playoff era, it rotates as a national semifinal host. The game is played at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, the home of the Dallas Cowboys. Nicknamed Jerry World, it's one of the most advanced stadiums in the world, with an 80,000 seat capacity and a giant video board that's practically a tourist attraction on its own. The Cotton Bowl started as a Texas showcase, but today it features some of the biggest matchups in the sport. In years when it's not part of the playoff, the bowl usually selects two of the highest-ranked at-large teams in the country, often producing top 10 clashes. When it is part of the CFP rotation, as it is this year, it serves as one of the two national quarterfinal or semifinal sites. Financially, the Cotton Bowl is massive. Each participating team in a New Year's Six bowl generates a payout of roughly $4 million to $6 million for their conference, with additional bonuses if it's a playoff game. Sponsorship rights with Goodyear cost tens of millions annually, making it one of the most expensive naming deals in all of college football. In recent Cotton Bowls, players have received luxury items like Bulova or Fossil watches, the latest Apple iPad or other Apple gadgets, $100 plus gift cards, high-end noise-canceling headphones, and premium travel bags. The Cotton Bowl goodie bag often also includes a commemorative item like a crystal trophy football or a custom helmet with the bowl logo. Capital One Orange Bowl. First played in 1935, it's part of the original Big Four bowls, alongside the Rose, Sugar, and Cotton. And today, it's one of the New Year's Six, rotating as a college football playoff quarterfinal or semifinal. The game is played at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida. Palm trees, South Beach nightlife, and December sunshine make it one of the most glamorous destinations in the sport. The Orange Bowl has long-standing conference tie-ins. In years when it isn't part of the playoff, the game usually features the ACC champion against a top opponent from the SEC, Big Ten, or Notre Dame. Payouts for New Year's Six games are in the $4 to $6 million range per team, with conferences receiving the checks and redistributing them. As one of the premier bowls, the sponsorship with Capital One costs tens of millions annually, securing one of the most visible sports partnerships on New Year's weekend. A signature of the Orange Bowl is giving each player a custom Orange Bowl watch, $400 gift cards, premium travel backpacks, and commemorative helmets or footballs. A Rose Bowl game presented by Prudential. The Rose Bowl is the granddaddy of them all, the oldest and most prestigious postseason game in college football. First played in 1902 and held annually since 1916, it's the standard by which all other bowls are measured. The game is played at the Rose Bowl Stadium in Pasadena, California. The Rose Bowl is best known for its traditional tie-in, the Big Ten champion against the Pac-12 champion. For decades, it defined the postseason, and even today, when it isn't part of the college football playoff, it sticks to that formula. When it is in the CFP rotation, as it is this year, it serves as one of the playoff quarterfinal or semifinal sites. Financially, the Rose Bowl is one of the richest games in the sport. Payouts for each New Year's Six game run in the $4 to $6 million per team range, with conferences distributing the money. Sponsorship with Prudential runs in the tens of millions annually, giving the financial giant prime real estate in one of the most watched events of the season. For the players, packages have included Fossil or Bulova watches, New Era apparel, OGO backpacks, Oakley sunglasses, and commemorative Rose Bowl footballs. On top of that, players get bowl-specific apparel, jackets, and gear that mark them as part of the sport's most historic stage. All-State Sugar Bowl. First played in 1935, it's tied with the Orange and Sun as one of the oldest major bowls in the country. And today, it's one of the New Year's Six, rotating as a college football playoff quarterfinal or semifinal. The game is held every year in New Orleans, Louisiana, inside the Caesars Superdome. Conference tie-ins traditionally pit the Southeastern Conference, SEC, against the Big 12 when the Sugar Bowl isn't part of the playoff. When the Sugar is in the CFP rotation, it serves as one of the national quarterfinal or semifinal sites, drawing top 4 teams with championship hopes. New Year's Six payouts run in the $4 to $6 million range per team, with even more value when it hosts a playoff game. For Allstate, the title sponsor since 2007, the naming rights cost tens of millions annually, but the return is prime exposure on one of the most watched games of the year. For the players, past Sugar Bowl packages have included Armani Exchange or Fossil watches, high-end headphones, custom apparel, commemorative footballs, and travel gear. Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. The Armed Forces Bowl is one of the most patriotic games in college football's postseason, honoring all branches of the U.S. military. It was first played in 2003 and has been sponsored by Lockheed Martin, a global aerospace and defense company, since 2014. The game is held in Fort Worth, Texas, at Amon G. Carter Stadium. Conference tie-ins usually feature a team from the American Athletic Conference, the Big 12, Conference USA, or the Mountain West. Financially, the payout sits around $1.35 to $1.5 million per team. For Lockheed Martin, the sponsorship is worth several million annually, but the branding value, linking military support with a college football showcase broadcast on ESPN, makes it a perfect fit for the company's image. For the players, the swag has earned a reputation for being creative. Packages have included the standard $550 gift suite, items like electronics, watches, and apparel, but also unique extras such as Action Face 3 D-custom figurines of each player, headphones, beanies, and commemorative footballs. AutoZone Liberty Bowl. The game is staged in Memphis, Tennessee at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. The bowl also has strong ties to the local community. AutoZone, headquartered in Memphis, has been the title sponsor since 2004, making it one of the longest-running bowl sponsorships in the country. Conference tie-ins currently feature the Southeastern Conference SEC against the Big 12. Financially, the Liberty Bowl pays out around $4.7 million per team. Sponsorship costs for AutoZone are in the multi-millions annually. In one recent Liberty Bowl, each player received a Bose SoundLink Flex Bluetooth speaker, a Caravel by Bulova watch, a Nike Sport backpack, Mayo gym sunglasses, athletic shoes and slides, and a commemorative football. San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl. The Holiday Bowl is San Diego's signature college football game, known for high-scoring matchups and exciting finishes. First played in 1978, it quickly built a reputation for wild comebacks and shootouts, especially during its early years with BYU regularly representing the WAC. The game is now staged at Petco Park, home of the San Diego Padres. Conference tie-ins feature a matchup between the Pac-12 and the ACC. The payout typically sits in the $6 million range per team. Past Holiday Bowl gifts have included Apple AirPods, JBL speakers, Fossil watches, gift cards, custom backpacks, and commemorative footballs. Duke's Mayo Bowl. It's played in Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. The game has been around since 2002, but in 2020 it was rebranded under the sponsorship of Duke's Mayonnaise, which turned it from just another mid-tier bowl into a full-on social media phenomenon. The matchups typically feature the ACC against the SEC or the Big Ten. Financially, the Duke's Mayo Bowl is one of the stronger payouts outside the New Year's Six, usually in the $4.8 to $5.5 million range per team. Sponsorship costs run into the multi-millions annually, but Duke's has leaned hard into the branding, using everything from Mayo-themed merch to the now famous Mayo bath for the winning coach. Instead of a Gatorade shower, the victor gets doused in a cooler of mayonnaise, a stunt that's become a viral tradition. Packages have included PlayStation consoles in some years, gift cards, Apple AirPods, Fossil watches, custom apparel, and commemorative Duke's Mayo-branded gear. Varbo Fiesta Bowl. The Fiesta Bowl is one of the most prestigious games in college football, part of the New Year's Six and a regular stop in the college football playoff rotation. First played in 1971, it quickly rose into the top tier of bowls, producing some of the most legendary games in the sport's history. It's played at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, the home of the NFL's Arizona Cardinals. The Fiesta Bowl doesn't have traditional conference tie-ins like the Rose or Sugar. Instead, in years when it isn't hosting a playoff semifinal, it takes two of the highest-ranked at-large teams in the country. Financially, the Fiesta Bowl is one of the richest in college football. Each New Year's Six game generates payouts of about $4 to $6 million per team. Sponsorship by Vrbo, the vacation rental company, costs tens of millions annually, giving them global exposure during one of the most watched games of the year. In one Fiesta Bowl gift package, each player got a PlayStation 5, a game voucher, a Fossil watch, a $400 Visa gift card, Bose Quiet Comfort earbuds, and a commemorative Fiesta Bowl helmet. The Fiesta Bowl also treats teams to events like a day at a local ranch for Western-style games, and an upscale dinner at the famous Steak 44 in Phoenix. Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. First played in 1968, it began as the Peach Bowl in Atlanta's old Fulton County Stadium, then spent years in the Georgia Dome, and today it's played in the spectacular Mercedes-Benz Stadium, home of the Atlanta Falcons. The bowl was elevated to the New Year's Six rotation in 2014, meaning it now regularly hosts college football playoff quarterfinals or semifinals. In non-playoff years, it features a top SEC team against either an ACC opponent or one of the highest-ranked at-large teams in the country. The Peach Bowl is one of the richest games in the sport. Payouts for the New Year's Six come in around $4 to $6 million per team. For Chick-fil-A, which has sponsored the bowl since 1997, the naming rights cost tens of millions annually, making it one of the longest and most valuable partnerships in college football. A frequent gift in recent Peach Bowls has been a Visa or MasterCard gift card in the $300 to $400 range. For example, players in one Peach Bowl each got a $390 Visa gift card, plus a Fossil watch, a pair of Apple AirPods Pro, a JBL Bluetooth speaker or headphones, and a commemorative football. In addition, the Peach Bowl gives players luxury luggage bags, and Chick-fil-A often throws in free meal cards. The Bowl Week in Atlanta includes a visit to the College Football Hall of Fame and a competitive game night, where teams face off in game show-style trivia and dance-offs. College Football Playoff National Championship. The College Football Playoff National Championship is the pinnacle of the sport, the game that crowns the best team in America. First played in 2015, it replaced the BCS National Championship as the final step of the new 4-team playoff. Beginning in 2024, the format expands, making the title game the culmination of the 12-team playoff bracket. The championship rotates between major NFL stadiums and iconic venues across the country. Past games have been played at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, and Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Each year, the host city turns the event into a week-long festival, complete with fan zones, concerts, and national media coverage. The payout isn't a set number like traditional bowls. Instead, conferences receive tens of millions of dollars distributed based on playoff participation, with each team's appearance in the semifinals and championship game generating massive checks for their leagues. The playoff covers team expenses, such as travel and housing, which is around $3 million per team for expenses. Corporate sponsorship for the CFP title game is massive. AT&T was a presenting sponsor, and Dr. Pepper is heavily involved. These deals run into tens of millions per year, given the championship game routinely draws 25 to 30 million viewers on TV. For the players, reaching the national championship is the ultimate prize, but they also receive memorable keepsakes. In past championships, players have received items like Apple iPad tablets, Bose noise-canceling headphones, commemorative gold rings for winners, and other premium gifts. For example, when Clemson made the title game a few years ago, each player got a new iPad, a Fossil watch, a custom suit, and a pair of Beats headphones courtesy of the CFP and team sponsors. The winning team, of course, gets championship rings valued at $400 plus each and are treasured forever, plus the CFP trophy. Additionally, the players are usually outfitted head to toe in new championship-branded Nike gear. The playoff and schools often give families of players travel stipends or gifts. For instance, each player's parents might get airfare and hotel covered for the title game through a special NCAA allowance introduced in recent years. If you enjoyed this, I'm going to be posting a lot here, so it would mean a lot if you subscribed. Thanks for watching.